I've got data validation for you today. I bet you've wanted to know how people make those little drop-down lists in your Excel cells. So I'm going to show you that today. Here I've got a list started, and I want to show you behind the scenes. I've set up another tab called Data, and I'm storing these lists there. So back here on this sales ledger, what I'll do is select all the cells where I want to have this drop-down list. And say what I'm going to do is get this set up all the way to row 100 because I plan to have a lot of data entry here. And I'll go to the Data tab. And here I'm looking for the data validation. There's all kinds of data validation, but the one I'm going to show you today is the list. And basically I say I'm going to do a list, and then I just point myself to where I'm storing the list, and I pick it and I put it in here. And then you have an opportunity to put an input message and an error alert. So here for the input I can say pick, I'll call it region, and here I'll say pick your region. And here I'll do a stop message, also called region, and here the error, no, please pick from the region list. All right, and this is how it works then. Now, whenever you point to a cell, you're going to get the little pop-up that is the input message and also a drop-down list showing the choices that I've given from my list. So now as I do new entry, I'm going to use that and pick from that list. That is a simple data validation list. Now a couple of other things I'm going to do with that. I'm going to go over here. I'm going to set that up again. And I want to go back to this list back here. So I've got those couple of lists. Let me just show you. Maybe I want to quickly sort those. And I like to have them in alphabetical order when they come in the list. So here it's trying to say, do you want to sort the whole table set? But no, I actually just want to do each list one at a time. I would like those to be sorted alphabetical. And no, continue like that. Okay, so now I'll do the setup here. And let's say I want to be able to do, again, let's just go to row 50 for the data entry here. And again, data validation. And let's go and call it a list. And the source here is coming again from that data tab. Here are the departments. And this time I'll just skip adding the input and error alert so you can see the difference. This time no little message, and let's see what happens if I try to enter something that's not there. It will still stop, but it doesn't give me my customized message. Okay, and we'll retry, and we'll just clean that out of there. Okay, so I also wanted to show you there is a method that you can use. Let's go all the way to, we'll just take this one to 100 since we're there. And again, data validation. And this time when I go to a list, I wanted to show you, you could also just type it right in here. So let's say the choices here are exempt and non-exempt. And I'll say, okay, you could just type your list in there with commas, and that will also work. Okay, so you don't have to have the list stored right there in the file. You can do it that way. Now, a few things with data validation you might like. Sometimes it's difficult to see where you've done your data validation, so I use the find and select data validation, and you see here it is selected the cells that I chose data validation for. So that's a super quick way to find where you've got data validation set up. I will also point out that back in that data menu where you set it up, if you have put this data validation on after the fact, maybe you've already got some bad data in there. So you could actually say, hey, circle anything invalid for me, And that's a quick way for you to go back and fix any problems. So data validation, I hope you can use that one.